Welcome to 3 and Out presented by Comerica Bank. I'm Dannie Rogers. Here in week 13, the Minnesota Vikings are coming to town. So we are getting the opposing view. Tatum Everett, Vikings host, is joining me now. First up, we're going to talk. The Vikings somehow have the same exact record this time of year that they did last year, 5-6. Tatum, though, you're around the team all the time. You're saying they don't have the same mindset as last year. So what mindset are we going to get this weekend when the Vikings come to Detroit?
It's really funny, Danny, because I wasn't here last year to kind of have the feel that take the temp of the team when they were at 5-6, but it's been such a big point that's been made this week by not only the coaches, but several of the players. This team feels like they still have fight. And that's something important because, week 13, still in the playoff hunt, they still have a lot of meaningful football ahead, but they have to start finishing these games. Adam Thielen said this week, every single game is like a playoff game for them. They've got 6 of them straight, and they have to win in order to keep themselves in that wild card conversation. Because we all know right now, the Packers have such a big lead over all of our teams now in the NFC North.
They sure do. Okay, I know you want to talk about this defense. The last 3 of the 4 games, defense has allowed 30 points. Vikings come away with one win out of those 3 games that have allowed that many points. And I know Mike Zimmer, defensive mindset, defensive guru. So what's happening on the defensive end that's not allowing these Vikings to get it done?
Danny, it's the same thing that happened to the Vikings defense last season, injuries. I know this is something we've seen league-wide, but it just feels like this particular group of defense can't keep the veterans on the field. Since we've seen you guys last, we've lost Danielle Hunter, Everson Griffin. We've got a couple of guys there in the middle, Dalvin Tomlinson and Michael Pierce. They're questionable this week. Michael Pierce was activated off of injured reserve after having an elbow injury. He's missed since week 5. Dalvin Tomlinson, COVID-19 list. So we're not sure if we're gonna get those 2 guys back yet, but Patrick Peterson is on the COVID-19 list right now. He's been in and out with an injury earlier in the season as well. So it's really been a next man up mentality for this defense. They've been allowing a lot of ground yards though, which I know is great for Lions fans to hear because they want to see that ground game going. And so the run defense is definitely a concern for me heading into this game, a matchup concern. But the same thing I said earlier, next man up, they've got this fight and they've got a lot to prove. I do think, though, that this is also one of those games where the Vikings can't think too ahead. We have the Steelers coming here on Thursday of next week for Thursday Night Football. So you got to think that that's on the minds right now, too, in the situation that the Vikings are in. But they have to get past a tough Lions team on Sunday, who you may as well argue, Danny, is just as much fight as these guys over here.
They keep on fighting. It's the walk-off field goals that are really crushing it right now. Back to week 5 against you guys. But talking about the offensive side of the ball, next man up mentality as well. Running back Dalvin Cook is questionable with a shoulder injury. So I know they have to have a bounce back game. Maybe they go to the pass game. What do you see coming from the Vikings offense this week?
It's interesting because as much as I think the Vikings fans would love to see this offense run through the passing game and Justin Jefferson, it's been the run game that needs to be established to almost guarantee victory this season. When the Vikings rush for more than 80 yards, they're 5-1. That's 0-5 when they can't reach that 80-yard mark. Seems kind of simple and seems like a low number, especially when you've got Dalvin Cook in the lineup. But with him out this week, it's all going to fly into the lap of Alexander Mattison, which I know last game, same thing for this Lions team, facing Alexander Mattison, who got a career-high 113 yards in that game. So they're going to rely on Alexander Mattison. But, Danny, my key in this game is going to be Kirk Cousins. He did have an off week last week, but he has been dominant against the Lions. 7-0 as a Viking, and he's been especially good when playing at Ford Field. He averages 332 yards and 3 touchdowns when he plays in the 3 games that he's played at Ford Field. So this could be a really big bounce back game for Kirk Cousins.